beautiful people. Assalamu alaikum, sawubana, bonjour, and barka. I hope everybody is doing well. Welcome to Auntie Elash Hair and Skincare channel. Here we learn how to formulate products, we learn about ingredients, their substitutions, how and where to use them, when, in which phases, and I also talk about so many other things as well as the business side of owning a skin and hair care brand. So if this is something that interests you, consider subscribing. Let's get into the meat of today's video. I'm trying out a new recipe for my product Cake Day Body Polish, which is basically an emulsified sugar scrub. And here are the list of ingredients used on the screen. You can take a screenshot. And as always, we shall start with the water phase. In this formulation, we'll be using certain powders that are considered toxic when inhaled. So make sure you have that extra layer of protection by wearing a face mask. And you can start measuring out those toxic when inhaled powders. This is SCI, sodium cocoyl isethionate, also called SCI for short. It is a natural ingredient derived from coconuts, and it exhibits high foaming ability, producing rich velvety lather without damaging the moisture barrier or stripping away hydration, which means it leaves your skin feeling smooth and moisturized without that stripped, dry, dehydrating feeling that some soaps leave. To hydrate the SCI, you could use either distilled water or hydrosol. I'm using chamomile hydrosol in this instance. Chamomile hydrosol is antibacterial and anti-inflammatory. It is wonderful for facial and body applications and can be helpful with minor skin irritations. It also has a nice, strong scent. Cocamido propylbutane is the next product that we're adding, also known as CAPB. It is also derived from coconut oil and produces rich, dense foam that conditions the skin. It is a mild, non-irritating antistatic agent. It has low toxicity. The humectant, we could use either glycerin or honey, but I'll be using honey today just because. And honey doesn't even need an introduction. It's literally your skin's best friend. Next on the list of water phase ingredients is disodium EDTA. It is an antioxidant and preservative stabilizer. It helps to eliminate discoloration in products with time and spoilage. Also helps the pH levels of the product to remain stable over time. The next white powder that we'll be using is hydroxyethyl cellulose, also called HEC for short. It acts as a thickening and stabilizing agent. It has an exceptional skin feel when applied to the skin and helps to build viscosity of the product. And it easily dissolves in hot or cold water. Now that the water phase is complete, we can give it a mix to ensure everything is hydrated and set it aside so we can begin working on the oil phase. And you could also take off the face mask at this point because we are done with the toxic chemicals phase, which all happen to be in the water phase. You could also use this time to wipe down your working surface because some of the chemicals could actually react and stain or spoil the surface, so just keep that at the back of your mind. And I'm using diluted rubbing alcohol to disinfect and clean my surface, but you could use any other detergent that you like or prefer. I'm using smaller beakers because this is a smaller batch, about 300 grams of the sugar scrub. For the oil phase, the number one product that's going into the beaker is shea butter. Shea butter is like Africa's secret to the most beautiful skin, most beautiful hair, and also has so many medicinal properties too. It's also really thick and heavy, so I think it's perfect for this scrub. Next up is e-wax, aka emulsifying wax. It works excellently with soaps and scrubs because it really helps them to hold their shape, consistency, and thickness, and what's great about it is it does not melt easily. It also has this waxy, soapy quality about it, which is also excellent for our soap scrub. Here we have stearic acid. It is an organic fatty acid that is found in vegetable fats and oils. It is an effective stabilizer, thickener, and smoothener that leaves this really cooling, nice sensation on the skin. It will also help our scrub to produce a stable lather. Olive oil will be our oil of choice for this scrub today. Olive oil is a naturally derived, non toxic edible oil that can be used on your body from head to toe, can be used for cooking, can be eaten raw, and it has so many other uses as well. Then we give everything a stir just to make sure everything has started to become incorporated and familiar with one another. Then we take both beakers to our heating station. Once everything has melted, by the way, I melted these for like 20 minutes over low heat inside a pan with water in it. What was that? I know. That little blackish blob that you saw at the bottom of the melted oil phase is just what unrefined shea butter looks like once it has been melted. So yes, we are safe. Moving on. Immediately after they come off the pan, when they're completely melted, I pour the oil phase into the water phase and give it a little stir. Then I allow it to cool down. I'm now transferring the semi-room temperature because it's still a bit hot, and is it semi-solid or semi-liquid? Anyways, I'm transferring the mix into a bigger bowl so that I can be able to add in all the rest of the ingredients and give it a very good whipping. Here I've added the phase 1 cooling down ingredients, which are mica powder, which will give the scrub a beautiful vibrant lilac color. These are black poppy seeds, which have a nice exfoliating effect and also give a little contrasting color. And finally, jojoba beads also provide additional exfoliating and conditioning properties to the skin. And then the most frustrating thing happened. I thought I had turned on my camera so that you could see me putting in the cool down phase 2 ingredients. It turns out I didn't, so here you have it. It's just vitamin E oil, fragrances, and preservative. Vitamin E will prevent the oils from going rancid. The preservative is for the water phase so it doesn't spoil or rot. And finally, the fragrance is to give it that signature beautiful scent. Once everything has been incorporated and mixed thoroughly, I move on to my final ingredient, which is the brown sugar. Get my scale back out and place the bowl on it so that I can get precise measurements of the brown sugar. And once I get it right, I proceed to mix for the last time. And there we have it. Look how thick and beautiful it looks. It's well incorporated, it's fluffy, it's smooth, it's even. It's just really beautiful and it smells amazing too. And look at how it spreads on your skin so evenly and so easily. It also gently exfoliates your skin while it does that. See? Now we get to the final part, which is piping and packaging. I call this the two-tip piping process. It's so much faster and so much easier. Also gives this really beautiful effect to the final product. I've been playing around with different piping techniques, so I just decided why not give this a try for my scrub. I mean, doesn't it just look so velvety and luscious and luxurious and consistent? I really love how it turned out. This container is about a 300-gram jar, and as you can see, I was able to pipe in almost all of the scrub into this single jar. Once I let it to kind of sit and settle into the jar more space was available at the top for me, so I added in some more. So now it's time to try this soap out for ourselves and see actually how lathery and soapy it turns out to be. and how exfoliating and cleansing it is as well. So I'm just using my hands to demonstrate. And if you ask me, I think this does an excellent job at cleansing your hands, exfoliating, and moisturizing. Definitely be using this formulation moving forward for my Cake Day body polish. With that, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.